Alright, so this is a summarization in the simplest way possible of a tutorial created by Bro Code, 4 hours JavaScript tutorial for beginners, which is absolutely mad. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to summarize a massive 12 hours JavaScript tutorial for beginners by the popular channel Bro Code. This course is designed to take someone with zero programming experience and give them a solid foundation in JavaScript. I mean, at least, if that's not wishful thinking, I don't know what it is. And course overview, of course, we're gonna have a overview. So, what's this course all about? Said somebody. Uh, Hello, who's that? Yeah. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jeff.
It's calm. It's calm. It's calm. I know this man. So, what's this about? It's a very thorough introduction to JavaScript. But imagine spending 12 hours. Now, this can't just get over my head, man. 12 hours of a course. Did you took bathroom breaks in between? And sandwiches and stuff? And a nap? Oh, that's a good question. Anyway, so, basically we're trying to covering everything from the absolute basics to more advanced topics. I mean, he does, for sure. The teaching style is very practical, using small projects throughout the course to help solidify the concepts being taught. Yeah, he does that definitely. Go ahead and search him up if you really want to learn all the stuff. He got 12 hours to spend. Uh, the journey, the core fundamentals. Hello. Journey starts with the absolute fundamentals. Viewers learns how to actually run JavaScript code, how to store information in variables using let and const, and the different types of data they will be working with, like strings for text and numbers. It also covers how to get input from a user, which is a key part of any interactive program. Yeah, that clear enough? Yeah. Control flow. Next, once the basics are down, the course moves into control flow, which is all about making decisions and repeating actions in your code. This is already annoying. It's boring and annoying. But I do recommend you to learn stuff like this, boring and annoying, because although the AI can do this in minutes clearly, you do need to have a good understanding of it, because sometimes the logic that the AI uses, the way you input it, prompt it, whatever, it kind of makes the logic harder and everything, and bug full of bugs and stuff like that. And when you understand these things, have a clear idea, you understand where's the mistake, because at the end of the day, the tool acts as the owner, right? If the owner is a fool, the tool acts like a fool. So you want to be having enough knowledge, clear idea of what you want, what you're asking, so that you just have to look upon the code or whatever. You can quickly understand the mistakes and then go ahead and fix that. Otherwise, it's gonna be a lot of headache. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna invent ways for you to skip that bit as well. So if they didn't already, so yeah, I think on one hand, it's gonna be like a cool thing to know, because you definitely are getting a lot of respect when you know certain languages, because most of people don't do that anymore. So for that reason, you're gonna have some sort of advantage over the others, I'll say. But it depends on how you use it now, to be honest. So yeah, yeah, I would say that they include in the learning how to use if else statements, making complex decision with logical operators, and how to run code multiple times using while and for loops. Because that's this pretty much what this I would say all the backend and server side language languages are about, right? While loops, for loops, so if else statements, if this is happening, same as with the creation of the agents in NA8 and all that stuff. It's all about if this doesn't happen, then you do this. If this is else, if else, while all that stuff, and that's how it goes. It's basically it's creating channels of the where the information goes, right? So this doesn't happen, it happens this. You create these channels using this code, and I guess the only difference is that nowadays it's a lot more visual, and you can drop and um, drag and drop, clicking using your own interface like NN8 and 8 N8N and other platforms, right? Like GPT agent mode, right? And so on. And Make, I think, make.com, might be wrong. But the point is that it gets to the point where you don't have to learn all this, right? And that's a little bit scary. But as I said, I guess there will be still moments when this makes sense. And let's move on. Major part of the tutorial is dedicated to the different ways JavaScript can store and organize data. It provides a deep dive into working with text using strings, storing ordered lists of items in arrays, and creating more complex structures with objects that hold related data in key value pairs. These are all terms, and that basically, if you're a programmer or a developer, this is your language. You speak these words, right? Arrays, objects, strings. You're a beginner, you're a vibe coding guy that loves to talk too much, stuff like that. You clearly you don't know what is this, what's array, what's object, you don't know all that stuff. This looks like Chinese to you, but obviously it's just a way for them to uh, pinpoint certain actions, right? So they use this word because they mean something, right? These actions, these objects, these um, parts of the code that used for certain reasons. Pretty much like mathematics, to be honest. There's certain rules that they have to obey and everything is structured. You have to understand, and this is a system that is based his fruit. The fruits of this system is based on precision, right? It's like a Swiss watch, sort of say, because most of the things needs to be in place in order to have a result, the expected result. You mess up a little bit of something, it's not working, you know. So yeah, that's why it requires all sorts of terms for every single thing, so that you know exactly how to identify everything around the system, right? And this is just words that this language, JavaScript, uses. But if you use Python or if you use PHP or other languages like TypeScript, they all have difference. Or Java, right? They have differences, right? They're doing the same thing, right? Or similar. Maybe some of them they're doing things better. Some of them are a little bit dated, but you know, on a broad, on the bigger picture, they're all pretty much languages, and they're all pretty much doing the same thing. It's just different environment, different gadgets, different programs, languages, basically, right? They're dealing with different parts, like some of them they're dealing with the front end, some of them with the back end, so on. So yeah, there's a certain similarity between the terms, but they do have their own differences as well. So I guess the more you speak a language, the more you know how to speak it, right? The easier it is for you to speak it. So it's like learning a different language to live in a different country. You gotta live in that country to actually learn it faster, right? So for you, it has to make sense. If you're going to develop applications for a certain environment, then you will definitely learn the languages faster, right? That are involved, that you're gonna use for you to create those applications. So yeah, that's how it is pretty much. And what we have next, advanced concepts. As learners becomes more comfortable, the course introduces more modern and powerful JavaScript features. This includes writing cleaner functions with arrow functions, understanding object-oriented principles with classes and inheritance, and very importantly, tackling asynchronous programming to handle operations that take time, using callbacks, promises, and async await syntax. Uh, this is just, you could go to sleep on this easy. When you know what I mean, you could put this video, 12-hour videos, before sleep. Half an hour, you sleep like a baby. I promise you, you don't have no problems, because the type of words this guy is using here. I remember that they've been teaching me in school, and I was always falling asleep. It was like it has this effect. Promise you, you don't need pills with this. Insomnia, anything, you can cure. You can even give up on weed. I strongly believe. Give up on weed. Start reading this shit. You'll fall asleep like a baby. It's so boring that it's just makes no. Yeah, that's the effect you get. And DOM manipulation. Basically, the final crucial part of the course brings everything together for web development. It focuses on the document object model. That's what DOM mean. Okay, it's not the DOM like the domination, like Dominic from the Need for Speed. That's not Dom. That's not that Dom, right? It's the document object model, right? Which is the structure of a web page. So I think I can show you that, don't I? Yeah. I think this is how you see the DOM, right? If I'm not wrong, you just click on here and you see how we structure all the elements on the page, right? Like title, you see they all have that. And every time you want to add something on the screen, right? Maybe you want to add a button or something, you have to add this DOM manipulation techniques, and you do it through event listeners, right? You're like a um, event listener on a button so that every time user clicks on that button, something happens. I mean, yeah, obviously, you know what I mean. And this is it's interesting stuff. I like this stuff for some reason. I like this stuff, and I can't explain you why. Yeah, let's go. And the which is the okay, yeah. Uh, Basically says that learners discover how to use JavaScript, select HTML elements, change them dynamically, and listen to user interaction like clicks, making web pages come alive. Obviously, you don't have a lot of interaction stuff here, but if you would have, like I do have here, right? Hello, you can clearly see that it's a different situation. And see here, all this is dumb, boy. All this is dumb. Hello, this is drag and drop. You don't add a proper listener, event listener on this, it's not gonna happen. Okay, okay. And what else? Where you going, bro? Conclusion? Yeah, concluding. Let's conclude. I like conclusions. In conclusion, this tutorial by Bro Code is an incredibly detailed and practical resource for anyone looking to learn JavaScript from scratch. 12 hours of learning JavaScript. I mean, of course, you're gonna have a detailed way of explaining stuff, right? 12 hours. But who's spending 12 hours? I don't know. I don't think you can do that at once. You definitely need to break that down. And I guess the best advice that I can give you is not to stay there 12 hours, but what you can do is to learn the amount that you can actually put in practice. Okay, so you find yourself in a position, create the environment where you can put it in practice, right? And you go there and that guy talks about something and you go ahead and put it in practice straight away, a couple of times. You got that sorted out, you got it in your head, then you move on. If you just listen to this guy 12 hours, which is impossible, I say, um, your brain will be looking like popcorn inside the microwave or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, exaggerating, but it clearly is not gonna look nice. Um, yeah, but if you take this step by step, right instructions, you will and hands-on coding, right, make it an ideal starting point. It will make it an ideal starting point for future web developers, and you'll definitely learn uh, at least the basis of JavaScript. Now, you have to understand that JavaScript is the beginning, all right? The road is long, my boy. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you find this interesting. Go ahead and have a look at the Pro Code tutorial. This is not a sponsorship or anything. Um, I just thought that I could do a little bit version, and some sort of introduction and talk about JavaScript a little bit and learn a little bit more about it as well while I'm doing so. So hopefully you find this useful. Go ahead and leave your hateful comments. I'm all for it. Get on it. Get up there and speak your heart. Thank you very much.